Hello, and welcome to the Astrolabe tutorial series. In this video, I will show you how to set up a new experiment. There are some aspects of experiment setup, such as debarcoding and differential expression analysis, that are discussed in other videos. If you are ready for more advanced topics, please see the links below. When I log into Astrolabe, I am welcomed by the Experiments page. This shows a list of all of the experiments I have created, as well as those I have permission to. To create a new experiment, I will click on the New Experiment button. Now it's time to name my experiment. I'm going to call this Astrolabe Demo Experiment Setup. Now I'm ready to upload samples. To import FCS files into Astrolabe, I can either click on this button to select files, or I can drag and drop them into this area. I'm going to select my files. My files are now queued to be uploaded into Astrolabe. This can take several minutes, so I'm fast forwarding through that. When the samples are uploaded, I will click on Process Samples and Continue Setup. This may also take a few minutes, so I'm fast forwarding through that too. Once samples are processed, I have the option to set up debarcoding. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to skip this step, but please see links below for more information. The next step is experiment settings. Again, there is another tutorial that walks through each of these options. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to accept the default settings. You may be tempted to click on Finish Setup at this point, but don't do that because we have a couple more important steps to complete. First, let's define the experiment features by clicking here. The features I define here will later be used for statistical analysis, and I cannot just go back and add features later, so it is important to think about the aspects of the experiment I want included in analysis. Things like patients, controls, time points, treatments, etc. For this tutorial, I'm going to add a patient identifier. I need to provide a list of my 43 patient identifiers here, which I have already copied to my clipboard. Once I am done, I will click Save and the feature will be added to the experiment. You can see the platform has populated the column by matching values to the FCS file name. I will now add a time point feature, which identifies whether the sample was taken while the patient's infection was acute or convalescent. Likewise, the column is automatically populated by matching values in the FCS file name. It is worth scrolling through the list to ensure the values have been populated correctly. To make it a little easier, I can click on these column headers to sort them, and if I see any issues, I can use these drop-downs to adjust. Next, let's click on the Channels tab, where I decide which channels should be included in analysis. You will see that Astrolabe has automatically excluded some channels for processing, perhaps because they contain beads, barcoding, or no information. We highly recommend you review these exclusions to ensure they make sense for your data. In this case, I can see that Astrolabe has included a couple barcoding channels and a granulocyte channel that are not relevant to this demo, so I'm going to check to ignore. If I were going to set up differential expression analysis for this experiment, I would do that now. Since that is a topic we cover in other tutorials, I'm going to skip it for now. Once I've checked over everything and I'm happy with my configuration, I'm going to click on the Finish Setup button, and then Complete Setup. The Astrolabe platform is now starting cell subset identification and other processing, which will take about 1 to 3 hours. Please join me in other tutorials where I will discuss the powerful analysis tools within Astrolabe. If you have any questions, you can always contact us at support@astrolabediagnostics.com. Thank you!